last straw. Tory MPs line up to leave cabinet as Boris ran out of COVID measures in latest meeting. Boris Johnson's leadership is facing further turmoil after Tory MPs lined up to sympathise with the outgoing Brexit minister who quit his job after being left frustrated with the current direction of travel of the Conservative Party. Lord Frost's decision came with him also raising fears with the PM over what he labelled coercive COVID measures and the wish for the UK to become a lightly regulated, low-tax economy. The announcement capped a truly dismal week for the PM, who relied on support from Labour to ensure his latest COVID measures were passed in the Commons following a Tory backbench revolt and his party lost the North Shropshire by-election, a seat held for almost 200 years. The UK government has now faced weeks of controversy which began with attempts to change the rules after Tory MP Owen Paterson was found to have broken lobbying regulations, with polling now putting Labour comfortably ahead of Mr Johnson's party. Tobias Ellwood, who chairs the Commons Defence Select Committee, said many Conservative colleagues shared the desire for there to be a consistency of where we want to go. He said, "I think this is what perhaps unites more and more of the wider party, and we've seen this since the Owen Paterson debacle, is that it needs to be clarity of our vision, there needs to be a consistency of where we want to go, people need to be included, the decision-making in Number 10 needs to be improved. We need almost like, a wartime leader, we need a strong Number 10, and the machinery of Number 10 around Boris Johnson, that's what needs to be improved. The boosterism, the energy, is not enough in these current circumstances alone." Tory MP Peter Bone said, "Boris has led this country exceptionally well, but what comes next? And that's what I think Lord Frost is talking about. I think part of that rebellion of 100 Conservative MPs was partly due to the fact that we want to see the Prime Minister move to a more Conservative agenda in future." Mr Bone also said he agreed with Lord Frost's concerns over the prospect of coercive measures to control coronavirus. The MP said, "I've cancelled all in-person meetings and the get-together with staff, I cancelled. I won't be going to crowded places, but leave that up to the individual to make that decision, don't have the state telling me what I have to do every day, and so in that regard, yes, I'm with Lord Frost on that." He added, "If nothing else, this should serve as a wake-up call to the Tory government and Boris Johnson. On top of lying, his Brexit mess, and being at the centre of every scandal in Westminster in recent times, he has held us all in contempt by having Christmas parties while the rest of us were told to abide by coronavirus restrictions. The Prime Minister should do the right thing and resign." The Tories' hard Brexit, helped along by Lord Frost, has also left everyone in a worse position, especially Scotland and Northern Ireland, who didn't even vote for it. Lord Frost may have resigned, but he cannot be allowed to evade accountability while he takes up a cushy seat in the House of Lords. Boris Johnson is facing mounting pressure over coronavirus restrictions, with MPs poised to submit no-confidence letters and one cabinet minister even ready to quit in protest. The Prime Minister is stuck in the middle between government scientists who warn more measures are needed imminently to stop the NHS from being overwhelmed, and backbenchers who are demanding no further COVID interventions. Up to a third of the cabinet is said to have opposed more restrictions being introduced in the coming days. The Prime Minister is weighing up three different options to help tackle the Omicron variant rapidly spreading across the UK. Yesterday Health Secretary Sajid Javid resumed to rule out further restrictions being introduced before Christmas. Asked if new measures could be introduced, he said, "We are assessing the situation, it is very fast moving. There are no guarantees in this pandemic, I don't think. At this point, we just have to keep everything under review."